My video cut out for some reason. So this part two of that video I just made. But anyways, I used to have a light on me so strong that people just was drawn to me. Like people like I was a younger that people will remember, even as a grown woman. And I know I still have that spirit within me, but I just know that now, like, it may be harder for a stranger to know. Like, this man just told me that I didn't know your smile was so beautiful. And it's because I don't smile as much as I used to. I used to always smile, but now you'll catch me looking just like this 24/7. When I used to be that child that, like, or that woman that used to smile so much, but I have become so bitter to that. And I'm going back to that girl. I'm going back to that girl because my light, it has, I'm sure it blessed so many people. Like, I remember, like, a few years back, Lord rest her soul, but a few years back, me and my mom, we seen this lady who was on drugs from our old neighborhood. She had been on drugs since I was a little girl. And we seen her from our old neighborhood. Mom was like, "You remember me?" I'm, I'm sorry, I had to clean off the camera. But my mama had asked her, like, "Do you remember me?" And she was like, "Yeah, I remember you." I'm like, "What's my name?" She was like, "You Zayla, mama." And I was like, "Yeah." And mama was like, "That's Zayla right there." She didn't realize who I was, but she remembered that little girl. She remembered me as a little girl. And, like, it's a lot of times when we go places and people will remember me, and I wouldn't think they would remember me because I was a little girl, but I would think they would remember my mom or my sister or somebody else, but they will remember me. And I guess it was just this light that was in me. Like, I was always this pure little girl. And even as an adult, I remember I used to work at the post office, and I would have to be there at 4 o'clock. It didn't matter if I went to the club that night before. I was up, or I would park in that post office parking lot and go to work. But I always had, like, my face. I remember one time my supervisor came and was like, "How do you come in here?" He was like, "You come in here every day. You be dressed. You have your makeup done. You just always have a good, like, spirit. Like, it just seems like you always happy or something like that." And, like, but everybody else just come in here so, like, grouchy. And I'm just like, I don't know. I thought this was normal. But mind you, I was like 19. These people 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. So I still had that innocent spirit in me and that energy and full of life to just do those things. But I always wanted to remain that person. I knew as a young woman that I didn't want to become bitter and numb. But, like, over the last couple of years, I have. And I'm not gonna allow that anymore. Like, yeah, I see what people do. I see what goes on in this world, including with my YouTube channel. Even with, like, my YouTube channel, of course, like, y'all, if you've been following me, it's like majority like Christians on here, which I never meant to make a Christian channel. I'm just a girl that love God. But even with my YouTube channel, the statements, the things that people say because they don't agree with you, it's just like, it have made me even more bitter. Like I don't like people, and I don't want to be that way. Like, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be that nasty person any longer, because that's not me. Like, the spirit that is within me is a genuine, pure spirit. Like, it is pure. Like, my spirit is pure, and I am genuinely a good person. I genuinely do stuff from my heart. Like, I don't do it for anything else. Like, I don't look for, if I do this for them, I always, I'm gonna have somewhere for them. Like, they'll be able to do this for me. I never been that person. Never. Like, I never cared what I did for the next person. And it was never about what you can do for me. So I'm going back to that person. Like, I'm going back to being this genuine, nice person, because that's who I was put here to be. And I want people at my funeral to speak about me how they were speaking about him today. I want them to be able to speak about me in the same manner, because that's important to me, because that's who I am. And I can't let these nasty people or this world corrupt me, or change me, because they're nasty and they're miserable and they're disgusting and they're not whatever. I can't let them make me the same person or be like them. Like, no, that wasn't who I was created to be. That's not who I was. I always been respectable. Always had a good spirit. I always been loving. No matter how many times somebody hurt me. Like, I have been like as a young girl, I was molested and everything, and I always forgiven the people. Like I remember I expressed it to my dad when I got older about somebody, and he was saying like he was upset, and I'm like, you know what? I already forgiven him, forgiven the guy that did it, and like that has always been my spirit. Like I never understood people that hold grudges, and now I'm the type of person like I can hold a grudge. I never been the type of person, and that's like even with the no contact thing. That's why that I don't understand that, because I never been the type of person to just try to like intentionally be nasty to people. Now I have always had like a gift of discernment. I have always been like wise. I have always been like up on game. So it was never like I was naive to something so people was getting over on me. Never. It's been that. It just I just chose not to play tick for tack. And that's just what it was, and that's just what it is now. So, anyways, all right, that's it. I love y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. All right, have a good one. Bye bye.